Hey guys, so I got this cool old knife that a family member of mine had that they wanted me to repair. As you can see that there's a couple millimeter chip taken off the end. I've actually already started working on this a little bit. I didn't know if it was going to be too laborious to do on a video, but we're going to try it because I'm using the Atoma 140 right here, and I'm just using some techniques that are going to make this go by a little bit faster. So, as you probably noticed, I'm wearing a robe. I notoriously wear robes everywhere. Yeah. Anyway, this knife says that it was made in, forgive me if I'm pronouncing this wrong, it's either Solingen or Solingen, Germany. From what I know, they make some good steel there. I believe there's a stamp on here that says fork cutlery, possibly. The stamp's worn away a bit, and it says on the side super hollow grind. Okay, so this is going to be an easier knife to repair than most because we do have a hollow grind and we don't have that wedge shape where the blade gets thicker and thicker so dramatically. With this, we maintain some thinness, so I expect that whipping this back into shape isn't going to be too big of an issue. I'll worry about finishing it later. It's amazing what you can do with sandpaper and steel wool and metal polish. So if you're restoring your first knife, don't fret, because hell, even the person may want to keep the patina on there. So we're just gonna put an edge back on it and repair this tip, and yeah, let's get going. Okay, so I've got the Atoma 140, and all I'm doing is I'm gonna give you a side view of this. I'm basically taking the edge and putting it directly onto the diamond plate, but I'm tilting it at about, I'd say, a 45-degree angle from straight. And I'm just grinding, moving my angle up a little bit, so I'm creating a belly. You know, I'm following that line and trying to create a natural sweep into the tip. I'm not hitting anything past here at all. So, yeah, and I'm basically just switching sides as one side gets worn down and I can feel metal start to move up and scrunch up right there. I just take that off the other side. It's a very efficient way to move steel. So I have no idea what this steel is going to be like, but most of the steel that I've had from this area in Germany has been good quality. So let's see what happens here. Basically, I'm just trying to minimize the amount of steel that I have to remove and the amount of reprofiling I have to do to the actual bevel, just so we maintain the integrity of the knife. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing a round trip around the stone, and then I check my work. That's not a good gauge, but for me personally, it just seems to work. So that's what I'm gonna do. Whatever you choose to do is up to you. So just be careful not to make any flat spots or anything. That's why I'm constantly moving the angle up and down. Common sense. I know you guys aren't stupid. I just gotta tell some people that. I wouldn't have known how to do this when I first started. Although I find that sharpening is a very intuitive process, period. It's one of those things you just learn by doing, making good habits, and sticking with them. Okay. I'm starting to see now that I need to drop my angle a little bit more instead of as vertical as I was going before, because now I'm pretty much just grinding into the steel, like straight in rather than leaving a bevel on the side. I mean, look how much progress we made in about 5 minutes. That's incredible. These Atoma stones are great. I'm sure there's really awesome bonded diamond stones out there, but I think there's definitely merit to these. I guess they're coated diamond plates. Again, I'm starting to lower that angle a little bit. And at the same time, I'm trying to blend this bevel into the bevel that's already there. We're almost there. Let me see if no, that's a bad idea. I should also mention that I'm applying about, let's get the food scale. Let's see for sure how much. So I'm just kind of gonna, so about 1.5 pounds of force. What feels about right. That was totally a stupid way to do that, but it was an easy way to gauge it real quick. I'd say about 2 pounds of force. Wouldn't fixate on that too much though, you don't really need to. We're pretty much there. No worries, no damage. Okay, so I'm going to bring you guys down and show you some close-ups. Okay, so here's the knife here. Get this under the light. Maybe somebody can make out that stamp. Leave it there long enough so you can screenshot it or whatever. Okay, so here's the tip that we're developing. Get something behind that. Focus you. There we go. Okay, so on this stone I'm almost done. I might establish a quick little edge on here, but I really need to work on the geometry of that tip a bit more. It's just a bit too fat. Getting close. Man, we're so close. Certainly established a tip. It's not as pretty as I would like it, but it's functional. Now I'm just gonna start working this into the primary bevel that I want. The steel is working very well with this diamond plate. Really pleased with that. Maybe I've just gotten used to it. Now as I'm doing this, I'm lowering my angle so I can get more of a slicey knife at the end, and my work is more noticeable, I suppose, because the bevel will naturally widen the lower your angle goes. So there it is. Nice and subtle. Oop, notification, sorry. Nice, even bevel on both sides. Nothing like when a plan comes together. I think this is close to what artists refer to when they experience euphoria when they're doing art. Okay, our next stone is the Shapton glass double thick 500. I have a suspicion that this stone will handle diamond scratches, and if it doesn't, I can always go back and fix it, but I just want to see how aggressive this stone really is. Okay, I did some light stropping on the diamond plate, but it leaves an extremely jagged burr. I think it might be a good idea to cut this edge off. You know, we'll just run with it and see what happens. I'm always learning as I'm going, okay? You never stop learning. Wow. It's actually doing better than I expected. I had a hunch that it might, but I didn't realize it would do it that quickly. Wow, it's amazing. Okay, I'm going to start giving you guys close-ups. It's going to be a new thing for my channel because I cannot focus on my front-facing camera. So you can see all the swarf left behind by that very brief session. Focus. Come on, phone. Don't do this to me. There it is. All of those diamond scratches are gone. So very impressive. Now all's left to do is get rid of this burr. I'm going to try to take as much off with the deburring block as I can, even though it's folded right now. I actually took a lot of it off. I'm going to be really delicate with these stropping strokes. Okay, I'm not gonna make you guys suffer through watching me strop, so we'll catch back up on the next stone. Okay, so I've decided that it's plenty sharp coming off the strop. That turned out pretty well, actually. I'm really happy with those results. I'm gonna do a paper cutting test. This is my Wusthof Classic that's been featured in several videos that I've thinned out considerably. It's laser thin now. It doesn't maintain its edge that well. I took it to the point where it was basically just crumbling at the edge, but I'll put a quick micro bevel on it and I'll show you how much geometry matters. This knife, you know, albeit a 500 grit edge dropped and it's razor sharp, it's just not going to perform like this is going to. So this is just to prove a point here. German steel does not take hardly anything to get back in line. I could have just done this with a ceramic rod, but since I had the stone out, it sounded like a good idea. Yeah, we're there. Okay. So, something I need you to see is how thick that tip is up there. That actually hampers the performance of this knife a lot. Even though it's hollow ground, it cuts well in here, but once we get up here and it starts to fatten up, that's where I get trouble. Okay. See how it's stopping up there and I'm having to kind of curve the knife to get it to cut? Very indicative of geometry issues. I mean, it's plenty sharp, it's clean, it just won't cut as well as something like this. see if we can push cut. Maybe not. Still just light years away in performance. Well, the last thing to do is throw some oil on this, and I'll give you guys a shot of that here at the end. So thanks for watching.